Please, anyone
Recording is on.
who
Okay,
can
the only one that is
who can yeah, go ahead, Victor. Anyone, does it mean that we are not going through our modules? It is very, very important too, so that we can maximize our time. Anyone, what a network is very, very simple. What do you understand by network? Yeah, good evening, Donald. Go ahead, please.
maybe.
Donald, you can go
Wait, now let
ahead.
me finish this time. What is your problem?
Or
Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead,
I
Donald.
didn't get what you said.
I said, can you help us to define what a network? What do you
What's the
understand by a
question?
network? What do you understand by a network? The word network. In, when we are talking about cybersecurity, what do you understand by the word network?
Please, can I want to release the video, then I'll come back and answer the question, please.
All right, no
I
problem.
want to log out and log in again.
All right, no problem. Because of time, let me just go straight to define what a network is. So, a network is simply two or more devices connected together so they can share information. In a simple terms, a network is two or more devices connected together to share so that they can share informations. So when you are sending a movie or you want to via a Bluetooth or via Zender, you are forming a network. So if we are to bring it down to our what we do in our day-to-day activities, when two or more three persons are seated discussing or sharing ideas, you can also call that a network of people, gathered together to share a common idea or information. So that's what a network is. So then, if we now understand what a network is, then what is network protocols? What is network protocol? So network, please, can you mute your mic? Please, can you mute your mic? Favor, help us out here. All right, thank you, Mr. Robert. So network protocols are the language, or will I say rules, the rules computers use or follow to
You
communicate
just
with
allow
one
me, let me.
another. Can you hear me? They are rules.
Am I wrong?
So I will try as much as possible to break it down. So let's say, for instance, you want to talk to your neighbor or your friend, and or in a particular, let's say, for instance, in your office, you are working in an office, and you know that when somebody or your colleague offends you, there's a way you should talk to the person. There are rules, there are guidelines on how you should respond. You shouldn't shout, you shouldn't fight. Those things are rules in that particular office. So you have to communicate professionally. Or for instance, you are working in a bank, and a customer is busy, raising his or her voice or shouting at a customer service person. So what you do is the way you respond to that particular person. There are rules. You don't just respond and start shouting back and all those things. So those are rules. So when it comes to devices, they are please, Mr. Donald, mute your mic, please.
Sorry.
Mr.
Is
Donald,
it off?
please. I don't know, Favor. I don't know. You are not in this call. So, but
No.
let's proceed. So, network protocol is a set of rules that define how data is formatted, transferred, and received across a network. So, if you have your pen, you can also write it down. So, there are rules that defines how data is formatted, transferred, and received across a network. So, without these protocols, let's say for instance, I'm trying to use a very simple definition so that all of us will be at the same page. So, if someone is speaking French to you and you don't understand French, and the two of you are meant to, communicate effectively, you people cannot communicate effectively because he's speaking French and you are speaking Yoruba or Igbo. So, there have to be a rule that we have to speak in so and so way so that the both of us can understand each other. So that's the rule that is guiding us. So we have different types of network. We have the small office and the home office network, which allows people to work from home or a remote office. So we have let me go down. So we have a small home network. We have the small office and home network. Also, we have the medium to large network, and we have the worldwide network. So worldwide network, when we talk about worldwide network, what we are talking about is, let's say the internet, you know, internet where a lot of millions of connected devices send and share resources together. So that's what we are talking about there. So now, we have the client server communication. So, but first of all, what is a server? And when we talk about clients, we have server. So what is a server? What is a client? Let's say, for instance, all of us are currently using Chrome or Microsoft Edge to join this particular meeting. Let's say you want to go to Jumia and you turn on your computer to go into Jumia. Your web browser, which is your Chrome, becomes the client, becomes the web client, and the web server that you are trying to access to get to Jumia becomes the server. So server holds informations. It holds the web pages that you need. So they are like a special computer that that holds information that whenever you need it, they release the informations to you. So they can be single purpose, providing only one service, such as web pages. A server can also be multi-purpose, providing a varieties of services such as web page, email, and file transfer. So when you want to send a mail, we have a mail server. We have a file server also. So and they have their protocols also. So right here you can see that with the file server stores corporate and user files in a central location, while the web server runs web server software that allow many computers to access web pages. Email server, the other hand, just like the name implies, runs email server software that enables emails to be sent and received. So here you can see we have the web client, we have the web server from the picture you are seeing. So like I said, the web server can be your browser that is trying to access the information on that particular web page. So I will skip all this. You can just read it up. So I want to go. So also there are ways you can also to trace how or where information are coming from. Maybe the route. Please, can you mute your mic? We don't have enough time. No problem. Next time I'll try to mute everybody. Thank you about that. So So tracing the path, we intend to think about the data network we use in our daily life as we think about driving a car. We do not really care what happens in the engine as long as the car takes us where we are going to. So let's say for instance a lot of people now, let me say you buy a car, you don't really know the technical aspect of the car. You don't know how the engine operates. You don't know how the engine is being constructed, how the car takes in fuel to the engine and the whole lot of things. All you know is that you start your car, put your fuel, and I am expecting this car to take me to where I'm going to. So, um, but as a cybersecurity professional or as a security operations center professional, it is your responsibility to understand how these things work. You have to know the working principles, the foundation of how these things work. So you are not just a regular user that wants to just use your laptop. No, you should understand how the laptop works. That's how you should start thinking. That's the kind of mindset you want to have. Because a security operations center has the mindset of a hacker. If you don't understand how hackers penetrate the network, you will not understand how to defend them. So your mindset should be of that of a hacker so that you can know the right way for you to prevent them from accessing your network. That's the key thing you have to understand. So you have to be curious on how things work. How am I able to access um this particular Jumia site? What goes on the background? What's really happening? If I type jumia.com, www.jumia.com, how does the computer even understand that I'm talking about Jumia? When you start asking yourself to say yourself these questions, you start understanding, you start opening yourself up to how these things work, and you now realize that you are now set to become a security operations center professional because you have to understand how the laptop work. When you click send, what really happens beyond the background, behind the background, what really happens? So that's the key things you have to understand first and foremost. If you want to succeed in this particular field, you have to be curious on how things work. So we have a lab. In this particular lab, you use a route tracing utility to examine the internet pathway. So how when you type Jumia, do you really access Jumia web server? No. Or is there pathways on how these things go about to get me these things very, very fast? And when there is a delay, what really happened? So this particular tool is what you use, just like the name implies, tracing the route that data follow, tracing the route that this web page follows to get to me. Because most of these big companies like Cisco that we all are making use of, the most of the times if you want to access Cisco website, you are not really accessing directly Cisco's website. They have mirror servers across the globe. So once you type it, it uses your geography to assign you to the fastest way you can be able to get. That's the work of a router also. If you understand how router works, when you send something via a router, what the router does is it finds the best possible route for it to get your information to your destination very, very fast. Very, very fast. Let's use, for instance, now a roundabout. You have four roundabouts going to a particular place, but there is a shortest uh, road to get to that place. So what the router does is it follows that particular road to deliver your data. That's what the router does. So, because of time, I want you guys to be asking me questions on this particular module. I want you to try out the lab. Tell me your findings. Let's discuss it. And I can also assure you that during your week studies, if you have any question, just tag me to the question and I will do well to respond to them so that once we come on Saturdays like this, we can also maximize the time. I want us to run ahead. We have a lot of things to cover. So network protocol provides the means for computers to communicate on network. So they dictate the message encoding, formatting, encapsulation. So we have the size, the timing, and delivery options. So network protocol define a common format and set of rules for exchanging messages between devices. Without network protocols, there will be a lot of chaos. Let me use that word. A lot of chaos. Because if you read very well in the Bible, where the people that in agreement they decide they want to build a tower that will get to heaven, and in that particular, all of them were of one language. They have the same purpose. They wanted to achieve the same thing, and they were determined. So, if God had allowed them, they will build a tower that will get to heaven. So, because they have this rule, they are in synergy with one another. So, but when God have to scatter their tongues, their language, you see a whole lot of them started having issues, problems here, and they were not able to achieve it. That's how network protocols are. You have to understand your particular network and all that. So I believe that does the work. Okay, let's use this particular scenario to describe it. So this is the message structure. You can see from the man, I will send this message across the network using IPv4 header.
Yes, I can see it.
Yes, we can hear you.